I love this, y'all. Okay. Right?
You could bring a bullet, bring a morgue, bring a sword, but you can't bring the truth to me. Pumping you and all your expectations. I don't even want.
So he said, you can't bring a truth to me. So that means it's just what I was just talking about, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to bring the facts. You got to bring truth, or else your insults and your everything else ain't gonna land. You know why? Because they're based in fallacy. That's it. You have to understand the content first. Then, if you see a problem with it, you can critique it on a much more deeper level than just critiquing it on a surface level. It looks like this, so I'm going to say it is this. It may not be. You know what I'm saying?
I hate those that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. Oh, you important, you the moral to the story, you endorsing. I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. A smart percentage who I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or I'm winning on my mama, Solana.
So I'm going to go back through his part. I'm going to slow it down a little bit because I want to like understand what he was trying to talk about there.
Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with.
Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you're dealing with. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. He says he hates people that feel entitled. Oh, no. Wait a minute. No way. No freaking way, y'all. I think I just figured something out. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But look, you know, Lil Wayne was really upset that he didn't get to do this. He was fired up. He was depressed. He was sad. He was hurt. They stole this opportunity from him is what they did. They stole this opportunity from Lil Wayne. So he was entitled, right? Oh, no. Oh, man. And you're mad because I didn't invite you? And a gift. Hold on. I think he's talking about Lil Wayne right here, y'all. He might be talking about Lil Wayne. And you're mad because I didn't invite you. So Lil Wayne probably, started talking to K-Dot and said, hey, let me come and be a feature, be a guest at the show, right? And K-Dot said, nah, we don't need you. We don't. Look, man, we got to talk about something now. Man, this is going to get very controversial. But guess what? I don't care. It's my channel. We're going to do it. Look, when I think if Lil Wayne's views weren't so controversial when it comes to Black Lives Matter, K-Dot might have, said, yeah, Lil Wayne, you go come, we're going to find out and pick a spot for you, to be a guest, right? I'm inviting you as a guest. You going to come and rap with me, right? He probably would have said that if it wasn't for Lil Wayne's controversial views when it comes to Black Lives Matter. Now, look, I get where Lil Wayne was coming from. He said, look at me, look how much success I have. And then his point of view was like it's insulting or demeaning, right? He's like, well, of course my life matters. But what he's got to realize, the phrase and the slogan is not about all black people. It's going to be real controversial, but let me explain before y'all click off the video. Right now, look, the phrase is about people who are struggling in ghettos. Okay, people who don't have a voice. All right, uh, people who will never see justice for when bad things happen to them. Okay, because they're not Lil Wayne. That's what it's about. It's about speaking up for everyone. All right, and if something like, terrible happened to Lil Wayne, right? And all of a sudden, like, he lost his fame and like everyone just started, whatever, then guess what? Black Lives Matter should step in and say, hey, his life matters. Don't y'all know that? That's what they should do, right? But right now it's not necessary because he's Lil Wayne. He has power. He has authority. He has fame. He has wealth. He has all the things in line that, he doesn't have to struggle like so many other people do. Right? And a lot of white people struggle too. And they kind of coexist in that area. Right? Even though, like, Black Lives Matter, oh, it's divisive, it's just talking about black people and this and that. I look at it differently. I don't look at it as definitive, right? Where it's Black Lives Matter and it's like the only thing that it cares about this. I don't see it that way. I really don't. I see it as a starting point to say, if there's people who are not getting a fair shake when it comes to, financial aid, when it comes to rental agreements, when it comes to employment, when it comes to all these other things, and certain areas don't have good jobs. They just don't. All right. And another thing too, when areas have high crime rates, a lot of the, better like businesses and everything else, guess what? They're going to move out of that area. All right. I've seen it. I've been to gas stations where they have bars over the windows. You can't even go in the daggone gas station. Okay? I've seen that kind of stuff. Right? You just walk up to the window, and then it's got bars on it, and you just tell the guy what you want. He'll go in the store, and he'll shop, and he'll get it for you. Right? And then he'll slide it under the little tray. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, when you're in an area like that, that's high crime rate area. All right. And you better believe those people are living in fear. All of them. Right. And it's all about adaptation. It really is. It's adaptation, y'all. Okay. And white people go through the same thing. Right. But white people, when we're in poverty, we're judged on our financial situation, right? And the crimes that we've done and everything, we're judged based on all that criteria, right? But the line that Tupac said, I'm poor, but even worse, I'm black. So what he's saying is they're judging him based on his poverty, on his, criminal record. And then they're also judging him based on the fact that he's black. And they're judging him based on racist stereotypes and all these other things. That's why we have to say Black Lives Matter, right? Is to say they should have a voice. That's it. They should have a voice to say, look, sometimes we're being mistreated. Okay? That's a simple fact. That's not victim mentality. That's just telling you the doggone truth. Now, if you can listen to that person and you end up finding out that what they're saying isn't true, then you can say that's victim mentality. If you can find opportunities that they're just outright ignoring and just sitting at home and doing nothing and not even trying, then you can say that's victim mentality. But you can't just attribute every single time someone says things aren't, fair and accurate and the way it should be, because we have anti-discrimination laws. Did y'all forget about those? You know what I'm saying? But they're not enforced properly. That's the problem. All right, let's keep going. I've been rambling a little bit too much, y'all.
Oh no. It's a cultural divide. I'ma get it on the flow. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music. You know what I'm saying? I think this is what a lot of people just got so hung up about. Like, oh no, we're talking about systemic racism again. Look, I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you. Okay? There is a clear connection between systemic racism and the problems we have now, which I classify as systemic oppression, because what we have now isn't necessarily about race. It's about poverty. It's about squashing people who don't have the resources to defend themselves. Okay? And it's worth noting that a lot of times black people have had harder lives, okay, because of generational trauma and generational poverty and all these other generational things that filter down through the generations. Okay. And it's worth noting that the problems with white people, well, guess what? A lot of times that filters down through the generations too. So some white people might be racist, not because it's in their DNA, but it's because they were taught that. But they can unlearn that if someone is patient enough to explain to them the truth. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, the people who are on the right side of this aren't trying to blame people based on their skin color. Simple as that. Right? And that's what a lot of people associate this to. Oh, you're trying to put this all on white people. He's not talking about white people. He's talking about history. This is bigger than the music, y'all. You gotta, pay attention.
What? Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out.
Hold on, he's talking about the Bible again, y'all. Look, you've really got to, pay attention and know what you're talking about. Okay? Like you said, this is bigger than the music.
Option. Finna crash on his body, I'm John Stockton. What?
So, here's another thing I want to point out. This whole victim mentality thing, a lot of people want to point out, and this and that. And, I would agree it does happen, right? But it could also be because of generational, conditioning, right? And it's understandable, centuries ago, where they felt real, systemic racism, right? Without a doubt, that was systemic racism. The segregation, I forget the name of the gentrification, all these other things that were happening. That was systemic racism, without a doubt, right? And so all those people who felt that, that is going to filter down through the generations. You know what I'm saying? So just like racism in white people, that's going to filter down through the generations. But as time goes on, I think a lot of people are starting to learn about other cultures and start to take a step back and go, wait a minute. I think I might have been taught the wrong things, right? That's what's important. And that, I think, is what Kendrick Lamar is trying to point out here, right? If we all come together and talk like human beings, we could make a lot of progress.
What? Beat your and hide the Bible if God watching.
Okay, this is one of those things where, like I said, I'm not good at breaking down rap lyrics. Okay, and this is another instance of that, right?
Bro, say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block one. To any that talk to 'em and they in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from them. They tell me Chubb the only.
Man, he's going in on Drake right now. What?
Greg, everything okay?
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's so nice here, you know?
Now I remember him like, talking about Drake, but I didn't really like pay attention to what he was saying, right? Man, this is crazy. Hold on a minute.
You hide your little sister from them.
So I think what he's saying, hide your sister from him. I think what he's saying is, cell block one, you're gonna find like other predators. Okay, man, that's crazy.
No, no,
There we go. I love that, y'all.
no. Are you my friend? Tell the TV off, turn his TV off. Huh, turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Huh, turn his TV off, turn his TV off. Turn his TV off, turn his.
I'm having just a little trouble with the TV. I was just wondering if you knew how to fix it.
Game over. This man, I just got to a point to where I said, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let it play. And like, we're just going to do a reaction to the rest of it. And guess what? We're going to be doing reactions to some K-Dot music videos. All right. And one of them is Not Like Us. We're going to do a reaction to that video. Maybe a lyric video. Like, we're going to go through it. So I just absolutely loved this performance. It was amazing. I think a lot of people, just latched on to silly ideas and things like that. And man, it's just so disingenuous, All right. That's it for now, y'all.